spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting our participants in a positive manner. Any profanity, derogatory comments, or intimidating actions directed at student athletes, coaches, officials, or team representatives will not be tolerated and grounds for removal from the stands. Now please stand for prayer followed by the national anthem. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. We thank God our Father for blessing the student athletes from Archbishop Carroll and West Catholic with their gifts and talents. We strive to uphold Christian and gospel values in all that we do. May Almighty God bless our competition, children, coaches, officials, and all here present. We ask all this through Christ our Lord. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. And now for the national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a PCL battle between the Lady Birds of West Catholic and your Lady Patriots of Archbishop Carroll. I'm Tommy Anderson alongside Billy Englert for the Carroll live stream team, and boy, do we have a good game on us today.
Yeah, Tommy, you mentioned that. Two good teams in the PCL, great records. Carroll coming off that win on Saturday here at home, 5-1. West Catholic just suffered their first loss of the season on the to Bonner, but they'll be looking to bounce back from this one as they're 3-1.
Absolutely, and of course, West Catholic are the defending PCL champions this year. Just about ready to get underway. The starters for West Catholic are Destiny McFall, Siani Montgomery, Taisha Walker, Daisy Wilson, and Patience Sanders. And for Carroll, it's Grace O'Neill, Taylor Wilson, Carly Doherty, Meg Sheridan, and Maggie Grant. And we are underway here with West Catholic. It's going to be Montgomery over to Wilson. Grace O'Neill face guarding Destiny McFall. Two of the top players in the Catholic League there. In the lane, Montgomery, she kicked it to Wilson. Wilson falling down, gonna call for the walk. Good defense there from the Patriots to force the early turnover.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see later in the game. Something you didn't mention, Tommy, with that starting lineup for West Catholic, it's all seniors.
It is a very experienced team. Obviously, as we said, the PCL champions last year. We'll see if Carroll, a younger lineup, has enough to take them down today. As that ball is tipped out of bounds, we'll stay here with the Patriots.
We've seen some of that offense on Saturday, getting Maggie Grant inside. She had 22 points.
So, yeah, that was Maggie's season high. It might have been her career high. O'Neill steps back. This is to Grant.
Great
Doherty
look.
underneath. O'Neill tries to go to a cutting Maggie Grant. But that pass is deflected out of bounds by Taisha Walker. Good defense there, but the Patriots will retain possession. Off the inbounds is Doherty. She kicks to O'Neal. O'Neal steps back for three. Won't go. Rebound, Meg Sheridan. O'Neal drives under the basket, falling out of bounds. That's going to be a backcourt violation on the Patriots.
Good hustle. Gotta love the Carly Doherty trying to save that ball from going backcourt. But so far, we've seen a West Catholic defense, active hands, great hustle.
Yes, there's going to be there's some early turnovers here, each possession to open the game. West Catholic and Carroll both turning the ball over. That's going to be McFall. Not going to want to leave her open at all. Three on the way, and good from Daisy Wilson. She thought about it, put it up, and drained it. And West Catholic has a 3-0 lead here early on.
That shot not only put West Catholic on the board, but it made their bench go crazy. They're trying to cheer on their defense. Grace O'Neal with three, no good.
No good. Carly Doherty with the rebound. Carroll crashing the offensive glass early, and Sheridan will try a three, no good. Taylor Wilson puts it back up, no good. Gets her own miss. Taylor Wilson, this time with the foul. Great pursuit of the basketball by the Patriots.
Well,
and they convert on this opportunity.
Well, Tommy, the Carroll girls showing a lot more heart going after the basketball and showing their strength, athleticism, and size. As we saw multiple rebounds on that possession leading to a foul.
Taylor Wilson rattles home the free throw to complete the N1. We're tied up at 3 here. And Carroll extends for the first time in this full court press that they've had a lot of success in throughout the season. West Catholic breaks it easily. Montgomery will float up two, no good. Carly Doherty with the rebound. Patriots very strong in the glass to start. O'Neal's going to push the other way. O'Neal to a cutting Maggie Grant, lays it up, no good. Rebound, Payson Sanders.
You mentioned that full court press, Tommy. It really shows the hustle of your team and how to defend without fouling and under control.
And a big reset to McFall. She drives on Maggie Grant. Scoop with the left hand, no good. Taylor Wilson saves it to Grant, who throws it away. Great anticipation from Daisy Wilson, who goes up with it. No foul. Good straight up defense from Grant, but Wilson will get it back and she'll reset.
She could have went up with it, but great look.
Great pass inside to Payson Sanders, and she has her first bucket of the game. And Coach Osweke is going to call a timeout off of that bucket. West Catholic leads this one 5-3 early on.
Well, Tommy, if we see something like this, back and forth offense from both teams, we could have a great game on our hands.
I think we will, Billy. I think this one's going to be a high-scoring game. Both teams can light it up. West Catholic, we know, is very explosive.
They are high explosive, but they're going to have a tough test tonight. We mentioned this Carroll press. They can do something. They can really change a game with their defense. And it would be interesting how West Catholic changes to get by that press and then also comes up with a great defense on their own. Not only to stop the Carroll offense, but also got girls like Maggie Grant and Grace O'Neal. Yeah,
we're going to see that, and obviously, as you mentioned about the Carroll press, but West Catholic does, like we said, they're starting 5 seniors. They're very experienced. This press should be nothing new to them. So we'll see if Carroll's able to get to them, force some pressure, and force some turnovers. So Neal at the top of the key. She's guarded by Sanders. Maggie Grant with a good look from 3. That's long. Carroll's not been able to knock down some 3s, so they've had some good looks, but nothing doing so far. And it's going to be Montgomery who tries the mid-range 2, and she rattles that home. Siani Montgomery, second-team All-Catholic last year. She's got her first bucket of the game. West Catholic has the largest lead by 4.
Of course this West Catholic team won't be afraid of pressure. They won a championship game last year. And all these starters, they played in that game. So they are very experienced. Grace O'Neal inside, great pass from Maggie Grant.
O'Neal gets her first bucket. It's going to be very important for the Patriots to get their star going. Montgomery no good. Maggie Grant with the rebound.
Great press break by Montgomery, just failed to finish.
Sheridan with it now. She cuts in the lane, all the way in. Sheridan no good, leaves that short. Gonna be rebound to Montgomery, and she brings it up now. Carroll really trying to deny Destiny McFall the basketball. So we know she can light it up. She had 30 points in that PCL championship game. The Virginia Tech commit is Montgomery knocks down another 2.
And that's not an easy task if you're Montgomery, not only getting the mid-range jumper off, but over a much taller Maggie Grant.
9-5 lead. West Catholic, Taylor Wilson, she's gonna drive into the lane. Nice look to Carly Doherty, who will lay it up and in. Great communication there from Wilson to Doherty. She gets on the board. West Catholic's lead down to 2.
Here comes that press again, Tommy. We've seen Montgomery, break it the last time Carroll used it. Right behind the back there.
Here it is now. Montgomery steps back, thought about a mid-range 2. No good, but stolen away by Carly Doherty. Good tip pass from Meg Sheridan. And O'Neal looks for her the other way, but thrown just a bit high. But Meg Sheridan says that's a pass that I could have caught.
Great look by Grace O'Neal. Just a bit tall. Sorry, a bit high for Meg Sheridan.
It'll be West Catholic again. Carroll hasn't been able to force any turnovers off the immediate press as McFall shows off those handles. Into the lane, and Patience Sanders throws it away. A little bit of a sloppy game to start. Offenses have been going early, but some turnovers from both teams, and they're both going to look to clean that up as we progress in this contest.
And that the defense, the active hands, a lot of tip passes forcing some turnovers.
O'Neal into the lane, goes all the way in for 2. Grace O'Neal blows by the West Catholic defense, gets her second bucket, give her 4.
Grace O'Neal, one of the leaders of this Carroll team. She can get it done when she needs to, and she showed it right there.
Pass underneath, another turnover from West Catholic as Wilson threw that one out of bounds. And we're going to see the first substitutions of the game. Portland Schumacher and Brooke Wilson are going to check in for the first time for the Patriots. Grant and Doherty will sit.
Brooke Wilson off the bench. Last game, 14 points. We saw Schumacher in on Saturday as well.
It'll be O'Neal now. Kick to Sheridan. Taylor Wilson now top of the key, kicks to O'Neal. O'Neal thought about a deep 3, now she steps back and resets. O'Neal into the lane, floater, that's no good. Rebound to McFall. Destiny McFall crosses over Sheridan into the lane. Nice look for Sanders, kicks it again to Montgomery. She's hit from there, that mid-range spot, no good that time. It's gonna be rebounded by Taisha Walker, and that's gonna be a blocking foul. So that one's gonna be on Meg Sheridan. That'll be her first, and that's the first foul of the game. Clean game so far as we're through 6 minutes of this one, and that was the first foul.
Both teams saw West Catholic take their time going down the court. They're showing so much hustle on both sides of the court. Same with Carroll, that both teams getting a bit tired.
Montgomery floats up 2, no good. Rebound to O'Neal. O'Neal sets up the Patriots here. Taylor Wilson on the wing. Drives and kicks to Sheridan. Brooke Wilson. Nice move into the lane. Floats up 2. Leaves that short but gets her own miss. And she's fouled.
You mentioned that, Tommy. Great move by Brooke Wilson to get inside. But even better to look at where the ball went after she put it up. Was able to find it, corral it for the rebound.
Yeah, that's going to be on Sanders. That'll be her first. O'Neal will try a 3. Leave that just long. O'Neal's had some good looks. Hasn't been able to knock any down so far. It's going to be Montgomery into the lane. She's got her 3rd bucket. Give her 6. And West Catholic back up by 2. Very tight game so far, as we suspected, as these two teams are at the top of the Catholic League and both have championship aspirations.
You mentioned great game so far. Not as high scoring as we thought through one.
It's going to be underneath. Good look from Schumacher to Taylor Wilson for her 2nd bucket. She's got 5. We're tied at 11. This game's been back and forth so far.
Carroll showing how physical they were. Get it to Taylor Wilson inside. Sorry, Tom.
Up to Wilson. Now it's going to be McFall. O'Neal on her. Destiny McFall, no points today. Hasn't really looked for her shot, and that's due to Carroll's emphasis on her on defense. Montgomery goes up. She's going to be fouled. That's going to be on Brooke Wilson, the freshman. And that'll be her first. Siani Montgomery has been the go-to player so far for West Catholic, as Carroll has really looked to take away Destiny McFall. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. Montgomery rattles home the first. And Carly Doherty is going to check in now for Taylor Wilson.
Interesting to see. So far for West Catholic, no bench players.
Montgomery converts.
Or should I say, use of the bench so far. Carroll's going to Wilson and Schumacher.
It'll be O'Neal now. Brooke Wilson with another fake. Nice move to get in the lane. She kicks for Carly Doherty for a mid-range. That's her shot. She knocks it down. Carly Doherty's got 4. And we're tied here at 13.
The senior getting great spacing along the baseline, was able to get the open jump shot.
And that's going to be a hand check picked up by Meg Sheridan. Definitely not a foul that you want there, as that's going to be her second, as she's one of Carroll's best perimeter defenders.
Maggie Grant going to check in for her.
Sheridan might have to sit for a while with those 2, and that's going to be something that the Patriots don't want to see.
West Catholic holding for the last shot.
9 seconds to go. Here's Montgomery. She has those 8 points. Wilson on her. Montgomery pulls up for the mid-range 2. Won't go. Rebound fought for. Loose ball on the ground. That's going to end the quarter with a very competitive 8 minutes to start. And we are tied at 13.
Tommy, not only could this be a good game, but maybe even a future matchup in the playoffs.
We could see, obviously, this year, due to the PCL's decision, there's only going to be a championship game this year. There are no playoffs, so these teams have to be in the top 2 to make that championship. And it's going to be really interesting to see. Definitely an interesting decision. One that many around the league, including myself, are having a hard time wrapping their heads around is if the leaguers, they're going to play a full season of games. They're going to play 12 regular season games and some more. Why can't they play a semifinal? Why can't they play a quarterfinal? But regardless, this is the situation that we're in. Only 2 teams are going to make the championship. And that just really increases the importance of every regular season game.
Yeah, that's why you see teams fighting for every win they can get. Even against the weaker teams, even against the stronger teams. Even if you're down by 10, always fighting.
Absolutely, and we've got, in my opinion, 4 teams in the red division who really have a chance at that championship. Obviously, Archbishop would, who many predict to be the favorites. They're nationally ranked. West Catholic, the defending champs, Archbishop Carroll, and Cardinal O'Hara, but Cardinal O'Hara already has those 3 losses. So it just really goes to show that, obviously, you want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the season, but you really can't afford those early losses, and Cardinal O'Hara is not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, but they're going to need a lot of things to happen, and they're really going to have to play perfect basketball from here on out.
Tommy, you mentioned those losses from Cardinal O'Hara, but 2 of those were against the 2 teams we see here. Grace O'Neal, the 3, no good. One of them was against Carroll a couple weeks ago. Only lost by 2 in that game. Carroll was able to hold on.
Yes, and we'll see Carroll again on Friday, this time at their place. It's going to be Montgomery now. O'Neal tightly contesting McFall. 2 of the best players in the league going at it right here. It'll be Walker now. She'll kick to Montgomery. Goes behind the back. Brooke Wilson playing good defense on her. Tips the ball free. McFall goes down. That looks like that's going to be a foul on Grace O'Neal going for the loose ball. Really unfortunate foul. Nothing you can really do there. Just hustling for that loose ball, trying to get the turnover. But she does trip up McFall, and that will be Grace O'Neal's first foul. Here's McFall now.
Tommy, we saw in the first quarter, the early first quarter, high-paced offense for both teams. Now we see West Catholic slowing it down, getting what they want, good looks.
Yes, and that's going to be no good from Daisy Wilson. Good defense there from Brooke Wilson with Carroll. The Patriots are going to go the other way here. Brooke Wilson into the lane, stops. Looks like she was a walk, but no call. Maggie Grant for 3. She misses everything there. You said the Patriots have had some good looks from 3, haven't been able to hit any. If the Patriots are going to start knocking down the deep ball, that's really going to bode well for Archbishop Carroll. It's like Taisha Walker is going to be tying her shooter, or excuse me, Patience Sanders. But she's going to go now. Yeah, we have not seen any subs yet from West Catholic. As we said, these got the 5 seniors. And it looks like Coach Osweke is going to ride them for the duration of this game.
Well, Tommy, you mentioned no bench. It'll be interesting to see if Carroll, maybe in the second quarter, to see if they can draw some fouls, get some of these West Catholic players in foul trouble, and force them to make a substitution.
And McFall tries to go for the loose ball out of bounds. She can't save it. Go back to the Patriots. No score yet here in the second quarter. We're about a minute and a half in. 6:30 to go here in the first half. It's going to be O'Neal. O'Neal with 4, Doherty with 4, and Taylor Wilson with 5 for the Patriots. O'Neal underneath to Taylor Wilson. Good look there. Can't finish with the left, but gets her own rebound. It's going to be a foul on the floor. Looks like that's going to be on McFall, and it will be. But if you can get Taylor Wilson underneath with that size advantage, it's definitely going to be a match that the Patriots are going to want to exploit. Brooke Wilson again with the drive. She goes all the way in and rolls that one in for 2. First bucket for the freshman, Brooke Wilson. And the Patriots lead 15-13.
That was a great drive, Tommy, by Brooke Wilson. But we've also seen Carroll change her offense up a bit. They've become a lot more in the paint, physical here in this game. Still showing hustle, but also being physical in the paint.
Turnover, it's going to be O'Neal now. O'Neal goes up, can't finish. Taylor Wilson fights for the rebound, comes down with it. She goes up again. She gets again. Taylor Wilson right on cue with another offensive rebound. They lead by 4. Carroll's largest lead in the game. And they're into the zone press here again.
Taylor Wilson told you, right into the paint, going up with it right after getting it on the miss from Grace O'Neal.
Montgomery no good again. Taylor Wilson with another rebound. She might be looking for a double-double tonight. Already with 7 points. We've already seen 4 or 5 offensive rebounds from her, as well as a couple defensive rebounds.
Tommy, it sounds, even though there are no playoff games this year, it sounds like a playoff game in here.
It does. O'Neal again misfires some 3. It's nice to see Grace keep shooting that, though. They will fall for her. Into the lane, it's going to be Wilson, and she's going to be fouled on the floor.
Looks like
Daisy Wilson by Brooke Wilson. A lot of Wilsons on the floor here. You got the two Wilson sisters from Carroll.
Looks like
And Daisy Wilson.
West Catholic. First substitution, even though Carroll just calls timeout, Amina Reed looks like she was about to check in. Number 14.
Yes, and something to keep an eye on for the Patriots. Brooke Wilson and Meg Sheridan, both with those 2 fouls. So we'll see how that plays on.
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy, you mentioned 2 fouls for 2 of Carroll's players. Be interesting to see if Carroll only has drawn 3 fouls so far from West Catholic. Again, we mentioned how experienced their starters are, but they're also patient. They will not foul you on defense. They get active hands and slip the ball away.
You're absolutely right with that, Billy. Yeah, it's going to be important. We'll see what Coach Shields decides to do here. Is she going to sit Brooke Wilson and Meg Sheridan for the remainder of the first half so they don't pick up a third? As Carroll has grown their largest lead to 4, both teams have not really been able to extend a big lead, as these 2 teams seem to be very evenly matched so far.
There is Amina Reed coming out of the timeout.
As you said, that is the first sub, Amina Reed. And it's going to be West Catholic ball underneath. Just over 5 minutes here to go in the first half.
Interesting, Tommy, that when West Catholic goes to their bench, they sit their star player, Sienna Montgomery, as West Catholic turns it over.
As Montgomery does have to sit. Obviously, Destiny McFall, their go-to player, but Carroll has done some tremendous defense on her. She hasn't really had any looks today. Chloe Doherty gets the top of the key from O'Neal. Underneath to Taylor Wilson. She can't control that one. Daisy Wilson tries to save it, much to Coach Osweke's dismay, as that one looked to be off Taylor Wilson. If she just let that go out of bounds, it would have been West Catholic basketball, but it's going to be Patriots ball here.
See, the Patriots were trying to go to Wilson in the post. Again, they want to be inside and physical.
Be Doherty. Taylor Wilson will try a 3 now. Just long. Amina Reed tracks down the rebound. And it's going to be McFall here. Very dangerous. Going up with the left hand for her first bucket. West Catholic's going to want to get her going.
First points of the second quarter for West Catholic. And also, even though she gave up the bucket, Maggie Grant doing a great job. Good shot contest and didn't foul either.
Yes, you don't want to foul McFall. She was a great finisher, great in all aspects of her game. Taylor Wilson again underneath. You can tell that's an emphasis for the Patriots. She spins nicely. Goes up for 2. Taylor Wilson has 9. Great look from O'Neal to get that to her. Carroll back up to a 4-point lead. It's going to be Daisy Wilson now.
Taylor Wilson. Good strategy by Carroll. Coming out here, just trying to be more physical than West Catholic. They think they can be, and they've shown it so far through this one.
McFall for 3, tried to draw the foul. Did not. It's going to be Reed now. Reed drives in, no one on her. Amina Reed just had the C's part for her. No one home for Patriots on defense. She's got her first bucket. Lone assignment there for Carroll.
And Tommy, as we get deeper and deeper in this game, you're going to see more possessions mattering as we see
Taylor Wilson heating up, buries the triple.
Great shot by Taylor Wilson.
She's got 12.
And give Carroll the game high 5-point lead.
There goes McFall. Again into the lane. It looks like she just needed to see one fall for her. And she's going now. It looks like she can just turn that on at will. Patriots are really going to want to prevent her from getting into the lane. Carroll leads by 3. Here's O'Neal now, guarded by Reed.
Looks like Montgomery getting ready to check back in here with a little under 3 minutes left in this first half.
Taylor Wilson now. O'Neal top of the key, again into Wilson. Wilson goes up, she draws the foul. That's going to be on Amina Reed, her first, and Taylor Wilson's going to go to the line, and she has been the player of the game for both teams. I was going to say the Patriots, but she's up to 12 points now. She'll go to the line. Got 7 here in the second.
It's a great job by Taylor Wilson, forcing fouls, getting into the paint, and looking for the ball, but it's even better job by Grace O'Neal and Brooke Wilson, and I think even Maggie Grant and Carly Doherty have a couple passes where they found Taylor Wilson inside to get her on that post.
As Taylor Wilson, she misses the first free throw there. Only a sophomore, played some big minutes, started some for the Patriots and came off the bench as the 6th man last year. She misses both. O'Neal fights for the rebound with McFall. McFall has it. But Taylor Wilson definitely playing like an all-Catholic this year. It's going to be Montgomery who's just checked back in. She kicks to a cutting Daisy Wilson. Stops, tries to float up too. It's a wild shot off the backboard. Schumacher can't handle it though. It's going to be West Catholic basketball. O'Neal again doing a good job of denying McFall the basketball to Daisy Wilson. Montgomery now, Schumacher on her. Montgomery, the leading scorer for West Catholic. She has 8, pulls up for the mid-range 2. Nice move, she strokes that. Her first bucket of the second quarter. She's got 10, and it's a 1-point Carroll advantage.
Great jumper by Montgomery, just showing how lethal she is.
It'll be O'Neal here. Montgomery on her. Maggie Grant has a good look from 3. She'll take it. Leave that slip, but Carly Doherty with the rebound.
Great
Gets
hustle
to a
by
cutting
Doherty.
Maggie Grant. O'Neal back to Doherty. She'll have a 3. No good. Taylor Wilson crashes. Goes up for 2. Taylor Wilson. She's got 14.
I didn't know that an animal showed up tonight. Taylor Wilson being a beast inside the paint.
West Catholic has no answer for Taylor Wilson so far. She's got 14 of Carroll's 24 points.
I think if you're a West Catholic, one answer for Taylor Wilson would definitely be to box out. She's getting a lot of putback rebounds, which is great on Taylor Wilson's part. And she's doing a great job fighting for them. West Catholic trying their best to box her out.
Underneath now to West. Doherty doing a good job of defending the inbounds. And Wilson wisely throws it off of her legs, taking a fresh 5 seconds here on the inbounds.
The senior doing a great basketball play there. Only got 5 seconds to inbound it. Got to get it in. So she resets.
Going to be Maggie Grant again. Good defense by Montgomery. Looks like that ball might have been tipped, but it's going to be Patriots basketball. That seems to be Siani Montgomery's go-to move. A little jab step, get into the lane, mid-range shot. She's had a lot of success with that so far.
Tommy, we got about a minute left here in this first half. I think a key tip for Carroll here, get as many possessions as possible, but also capitalize them and get a good lead going into half.
Maggie Grant trying to go to Taylor Wilson. Stolen away by McFall, and she goes the other way. She's fouled. They're going to give it a continuation. Counted and the foul. Beautiful move by Destiny McFall falling down. That one's going to be on Maggie Grant. It's only her first.
That's the play of an experienced player right there, Tom. Driving in, knowing she got hit by Maggie Grant, falling, and also making the shot on top of all that.
Yes, it looked like from up here that they gave her the continuation, which we only see in the NBA. It looked like she was fouled on the floor, but regardless, an incredible finish from McFall. She's got 7, all 7 of those points coming here in the second. 40 seconds to go here now. Tied at 24.
This is a big possession for Carroll. Got to get the lead before half.
O'Neal drives in, falling away, is blocked by Sanders and McFall, and she's going the other way now. McFall, very dangerous in transition. Montgomery into the lane, floats up 2. West Catholic takes the lead back. Siani Montgomery's got 12, 15 here to go. It'll be O'Neal. Patriots gonna hold for 1 here. Schumacher to Grant, Doherty. Grace O'Neal, 7 seconds to go. O'Neal driving in. Top of the key, Maggie Grant, the deep 3. No good, and that's going to do it for the first half. A very entertaining game so far. And West Catholic holds the lead 26-24. We'll be back after the break, and Billy is going to have an interview for us in just a moment.
Hello and welcome to our halftime show. I am pleased to be joined by legendary former head coach of the girls basketball team, Coach Chuck Creighton. Coach Creighton, can you tell us how you got into coaching and how you ended up here coaching at Carroll?
Well, it's a long story, Bill, but I started coaching grade school back a long time ago in the mid-90s at St. Agnes, and I coached there for 11 years. And then after coaching there, after Mr. Kirsch retired, Megan Pearson asked me to, if I was interested in helping out over here at Carroll. And that first year, I became the interim head coach after the head coach had to step down. And I was here for 8 years, so it was a lot of fun, Bill.
What do you think made you a successful coach?
Great players. It's always good to have great players to be successful.
You mentioned your players and also your coaching. Could you walk us through me through that magical state championship run you guys had in 2012?
2012 was a fun year. My daughter Megan was a senior. We had a lot of good players that year. We had Megan and Rachel Pearson, who were seniors, along with Shannon Shields and Kerry Hunt, and Sarah Carroll was also on that team. So we had a lot of great players, and they just came together at the right time, and we did a great job of beating some very good competition.
You mentioned some of the players you coached during that 2012 championship run. Who do you think is the best player you've coached, and what made them so special?
I don't think we had one best player. We had a lot of very, very good players. The way we played at Carroll was we always played as a team. We won as a team. We lost as a team. So we taught that it was more important to play as a team. So I don't know that I could say we had one best player. I think we just had a lot of very, very good players who were all good teammates.
And what do you think about the girls' team of this year that you've seen here tonight?
Well, this team is very similar to a lot of the teams that I coach. They play well together. They share the ball. It doesn't look like they care who scores. And then most importantly, they play really hard defense. They dive on the floor, and they're there to pick each other up. And I think it is a testament to this coaching staff that does a great job with them, teaching them to play basketball the right way.
I would like to thank Coach Creighton for joining us tonight, and we will see you for the start of the second half.
All right, and we're ready to get going here in the second half. For West Catholic, you had Siani Montgomery, who had 12, Destiny McFall with 7, Daisy Wilson with 3, Patience Sanders with 2, and Amina Reed with the 2.
For Carroll, Grace O'Neill has 4. Continue to play at Taylor Wilson. She's got 14. Carly Doherty has 4. And Mark Wilson has 2.
It's going to be Sheridan here now. 16 minutes here to go in this one. Very contested. Battle. Grace O'Neill with the great fake pass. And she lays in 2. She's got 6. Looked like she was going to drop that off for Taylor Wilson. But she went all the way. Faked the West Catholic defense. Has her 3rd bucket of the game.
Well, when Carroll's trailing, I mean, they were only trailing by a bucket. But if they need a bucket, if you see the 3, no good.
Daisy Wilson misses that one. Taylor Wilson the other way. She's got Maggie Grant in transition who stops. Let's see. Grace O'Neill misses the mid-range too. Taylor Wilson gets the rebound there. O'Neill to Grant.
Another
Grace O'Neill sets it up here. Doherty now. O'Neill. Meg Sheridan. It's going to be an offensive foul. I think that's going to be on Carly Doherty. Setting the screen there. That's only her first. And Carroll extends into this full court pressure again. We haven't really seen it have much success in terms of turnovers in the first half. Let's see if Carroll can get it going here in the second.
Well, Tommy, according to the scoreboard, that foul actually was on Taylor Wilson. Only her first.
Only
No good.
Good catch there, Billy. So that was on Taylor. Still her first. And underneath, great look from Montgomery to Patience Sanders, who lays in her 2nd bucket. She's got 4 and puts West Catholic back up 2. Back and forth contest here from 2 excellent teams.
Well, Tommy, after I finished interviewing Coach Creighton, I asked him, I said, who do you got winning this game? And he said that the Carroll girls will get it done.
O'Neill, now to Grant. Taylor Wilson now top of the key. Meg Sheridan thought about a 3. She won't take it, cutting Carly Doherty. Great look there, leaves a layup short. That's one that Doherty would love to have back.
That's unfinished business.
It's going to be Montgomery the other way. Taylor Wilson rejects that. Tries to save it, but it's going to be Daisy Wilson who comes away with it, puts it up, and it's going to be a foul. We'll see who that's on. 22, Taylor Wilson. So that's Taylor's 2nd. She picks up 2 quick ones here to start the second half. And Daisy Wilson's going to go to the line to shoot her first pair of free throws of the game.
Carly Doherty looked like an NFL wide receiver there, making cuts all over the floor. Got wide open underneath. Just missed the layup. But a great effort by Carly Doherty to try to get open.
Wilson knocks down the first. This West Catholic team. So we started off the season 3-0, had a big win against Cardinal O'Hara, and then lost one to Bonner Prendy, who was winless at that point in the season. It was the day after the O'Hara game, so you wonder, did West Catholic overlook the Pandas a little bit? But looking like all of that defending champion team here today, as Grace O'Neill again gets in the lane. She's fouled. She'll go to the line.
And Tommy, you mentioned that surprising loss back-to-back games. But it's a good point. Today we've only seen, as she gets ready to come back in, Amina Reed coming off the bench for West Catholic. So very interesting. The only use of 6 players so far in this game.
Grace O'Neill knocks down the first. O'Neill hasn't been able to get any jumpers to fall today, but she has had success getting into the paint, finishing with some nice layups as she ties her shoe here before the 2nd free throw.
Grace O'Neill, the leader of this Carroll team, and they'll look for her in the second half to help them win this game.
If Carroll wants to win this one, they're going to need Grace O'Neill to come up with some big buckets that she so often has in her Carroll career. Hasn't been able to get the jumper going. But nice to see if O'Neill can get just one to fall here, if that gets her going offensively. It's going to be Wilson here, Sheridan on her. Meg Sheridan back in the game with those 2 fouls that she picked up in the first half. An excellent perimeter defender for the Patriots. She switches on to McFall, who splits the defense of Carroll, kicks it in the corner. No good from Amina Reed.
Great hustle to get to that loose ball. Great pass from Meg Sheridan to Grace O'Neill, but she couldn't finish.
O'Neill just out of control there, but Meg Sheridan gets it back now. Taylor Wilson tries a 3. Bank won't go, and it's going to be a foul. Carly Doherty picks up that one. She's claiming there's a push-off there. It's not giving her, that's only Doherty's first though. Brooke Wilson into the game for her.
Interesting foul call there. Carroll obviously did not want another foul. Didn't look like a push-off. Looked like Doherty just kind of fell into the West Catholic rebounder. Not sure who that was who Carly committed the foul on.
Looked like that foul was on McFall going for the rebound. Obviously, Destiny McFall, the type of player who's going to get a lot of calls in this league. Daisy Wilson has a three. Looked good, but just a little long. Sanders fights for the rebound, comes up with it. It's going to be Reed. Wilson to McFall, who drives in, Euro step, floats up two, and gets it to go. Destiny McFall, give her 9. That's her first bucket of the second half.
The lead for West Catholic, been the largest of this one, 4 points. Carroll wants to keep it in tight wraps.
Yes, the future Hokie showing her skills there. She chose Virginia Tech over South Carolina, West Virginia, some other elite schools, as McFall's gonna draw the foul there, much to her disagreement there.
Her second, she doesn't want to get into foul trouble.
That'll send the freshman Brooke Wilson to the line. There's 2 points in this one. As Billy alluded to earlier, she had 14 in their last game in their win against Carroll, and she was the second leading scorer for the Patriots.
And Tommy, that's a great thing if you're Carroll, being able to get Brooke Wilson off your bench, give a starter, whoever it is, some rest, and for her to get 14 points is huge as she makes the second free throw.
Yeah, big free throws there from the freshman who's played some brilliant minutes for the Patriots in the start of her young and promising career as Montgomery checks back in. Daisy Wilson pump fakes, very shifty guard, getting into the lane. She floats up two, plus the foul. Great move from Daisy Wilson. So that's gonna be on Taylor Wilson, and that's her third now, so she's picked up all 3 of her fouls.
In this third quarter.
Absolutely, and that's gonna be something for Coach Shields to consider, as she's been their best player today offensively. Daisy Wilson misses, cannot convert on that 3-point play, but West Catholic back up to a 4-point lead. Halfway gone by here in this third quarter.
If you're Wilson, get in the paint. It worked for you in the first half.
O'Neal blows by Montgomery, but then stripped. Good recovery there. Siani Montgomery comes up with the steal. In the corner, Daisy Wilson all alone. Kicks it. Shots no good from Taisha Walker. And O'Neal and Grant really advocating for that loose ball. It looked like it was Carroll basketball.
Didn't even look like anybody touched it off the miss. Just looked like it went out of bounds. So that would have had it go off of Walker.
Been a couple calls now that Carroll's been frustrated with. Montgomery is doubled. She loses it, but Walker gets it. Now it'll be Daisy Wilson. Carroll extending here, really picking up the defensive intensity. You can really hear it from the Carroll bench, imploring their players to get a stop here. Montgomery goes all the way in. Shot's partially blocked, gets her own miss. Kicks it to a Daisy Wilson 3, and that is good. Daisy Wilson is heating up here. She's got 10. The second West Catholic player to double figures, and they have their largest lead of 7. And Coach Shields calls a timeout, as this is a game that West Catholic really needs to win coming off that loss to Prendy.
I agree with that, Tommy. Not only coming off a loss, but you said it earlier, every win matters. And especially against a big-time opponent like Carroll, West Catholic needs a win. And we've seen, and as you mentioned, Walker, she's come alive here. We've seen her hit one of those deep threes in the first quarter, hitting another one there. She's gotten to the line once on an and one. She's done a great job penetrating and creating offense for West Catholic.
It'll be interesting to see who Carroll looks to for an answer here. Obviously, Taylor Wilson had those 14 first half points, is scoreless here. Grace O'Neal has 4 in this quarter. She's got 8 points. But the Patriots are going to need to start making some shots. As we said, obviously this is an important game for West Catholic, but really it's an important game for Carroll too. If they pick up their second loss here, it's going to make the road a lot more difficult, as they still have to play O'Hara again, Wood again, and this West Catholic team again. So this game is a very important contest for both teams.
Well, Tommy, you mentioned What is Carroll going to do on offense? Well, a couple ideas I think you could do. Grace O'Neal had a couple nice passes to Wilson in the post. You set up a couple plays like that, or even if you have Wilson in the post and O'Neal on the wing, you could have Wilson go away and get O'Neal an easy layup.
Yes, and maybe you look to Maggie Grant here. As we said, she had 22 in her last game. She's scoreless here. Carroll needs a bucket here. It'll be Grant underneath. Grace O'Neal in the lane. Kicked it to Sheridan. Meg Sheridan, good look for three. No good. Rebound fought for. And it's going to be a jump ball, but possession will belong to the Lady Birds of West Catholic. That free from Sheridan looked good. Doesn't shoot it often, but has the capability to make it from there. Missed that one, and Carroll really extending this full court pressure, and it's stolen away by Brooke Wilson, and she'll go all the way in for two. That is just what Carroll needed.
Great defense by Brooke Wilson. Even better when she got in for the layup. Take it under control. Don't miss a big-time layup there. Get Carroll within 5.
Can really feel the intensity in this game. Mostly all the players in West Catholic standing up on the bench. Both benches of Carroll and West Catholic very vocal. So we know the magnitude of this game. As a great deflection by Grace O'Neal. As that was going to be a wide open layup for Siani Montgomery if O'Neal didn't recover. Looked like the Patriots just left Taisha Walker in the lane there. Can't do that very often, especially in a close game like this.
Grace O'Neal just sent that ball flying into the school. Mr. Cummings had to go grab that one. Great defense by Grace O'Neal, not allowing an easy open layup inside.
Absolutely. Just over 2 minutes here to go. In the third, West Catholic leads by 5. The largest lead was 7. Very nice move for Brooke Wilson to jump up and not let that ball deflect off her, but a great look ahead from McFall to Siani Montgomery. As there's a bit of a broken play there, but Siani Montgomery has 14 now to tie Taylor Wilson to lead all scorers.
These possessions matter so big to Carroll right now, not even offensively, but defensively.
Brooke Wilson has it. She loses. That's going to be a foul on, wasn't McFall, thought it was going to be called on her, but it was called on, I believe, Taisha Walker. That's only her first. But that would have been McFall's third, and that would have been massive for a player of her caliber to pick up a foul there. Taylor Wilson off the inbounds, gets it to Grace O'Neal. O'Neal drives in, stops. Taylor Wilson will tee up a deep three, long. Meg Sheridan now comes down with the rebound. Taylor Wilson now into the lane, forces up a tough two and lays it in. Taylor Wilson, that's her first bucket of the second half. Give her 16. Patriots cut this lead to 5.
And Tommy, we just saw a Wilson to Wilson pass there. Great connection by Brooke and Taylor.
Absolutely, the sisters, you know, they've been playing basketball ever since they've been growing up. As McFall takes a deep three, it's blocked by Taylor Wilson. That's going to stay here. None of the Patriots players knew it was blocked, so they were looking for it at the rim. Almost hit off a Sheridan there. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay with West Catholic.
Taylor Wilson making sure that Dizzy Wilson couldn't get the easy three.
McFall gets it off the inbounds. No good. Falling down. Somehow throws it up and in. An acrobatic finish from Destiny McFall. We've seen 2 of those from her today. And she's in the double figures with 11.
We've seen a couple of those acrobatic plays, but that was not good if you're Carroll. You don't want to give up baskets.
Taylor Wilson now thought about it, 3 pumps. Drives in. Goes up, and she's fouled.
Fighting with the contact, it's Taylor Wilson. She'll go to line.
Taisha Walker frustrated with herself as she punched the ball out of the air, out of bounds. Taylor Wilson doing everything she can to keep the Patriots within range in this game.
And Taylor Wilson, again, we just saw it there. Great drive by Taylor Wilson. We know she can shoot the 3, but it's a great look that you need points. You can't be, you know, 3s are great to come back in games, but they're risky shots. They're far away.
Absolutely, and it's important that you don't rush things here if you're Carroll. Obviously, you're down, but you want to be smart with your possessions. There's a ton of time left in this game. You want to capitalize on your opportunities. Grace O'Neal comes away with a great rebound off the Taylor Wilson miss, and she'll reset for the Patriots. Grace O'Neal, when shots aren't falling for her, she makes those type of hustle plays that really keeps her team in the game.
Grace O'Neal showing the hustle. that players love to exaggerate.
Brooke Wilson into the lane. She turns that over. It's going to be a jump ball that'll stay with the Patriots. Siani Montgomery pleading for a foul call there. Won't be the case. Patriots will keep it now with 20 seconds left. And you're wondering if they're going to try to go for the quick score off the inbounds, or are they going to hold for one possession here? We'll find out. Taylor Wilson gets it here. She drives in. Tough left-handed layup won't go.
Trying to
It's going
force
to be
a
McFall
foul.
up to Montgomery. O'Neal on her. She tries to draw the charge, and she does. Great effort from Grace O'Neal. Smart play by the junior. That's going to be on Siani Montgomery. That's going to be her third. And a very big play for the Patriots, and let's see if they can score here with 11 seconds to go in the third.
And as soon as Carroll forces that charge, West Catholic's bench coming alive.
Here's O'Neal, 5 seconds left in the corner. She's trapped, falling down. And she's gonna get called with the travel. And just after Grace O'Neal gets Siani Montgomery to charge into her for the foul, Montgomery's great defense in the corner forces O'Neal to travel. And with 2 seconds left, let's see if West Catholic tries to do anything here. McFall gets it. She'll put it up from half court. That's no good. And West Catholic goes into the final frame, leading by 6. The score's 41-35.
Tommy, you definitely, if you're Carroll, you know you can get offensive possessions and you know you can score, especially inside with Wilson and Grace O'Neal. But it's so important to hold West Catholic. Don't want to give up points. We've seen a couple possessions that they had great defense, but West Catholic showing why they're the defending champs with great offensive possessions and getting some lucky rolls from the rim. We saw that falling down shot. I believe it was by McPhee.
McFall, yes. You could call that on lucky from McFall, but you could also just call that just skill from an elite level player. Obviously, there's definitely could have been some luck involved, but Destiny McFall, just the type of player that shows up when the lights shine brightest. She's doing that again here today.
Definitely, Tommy. Her hustle, along with Carroll and West Catholic, they've shown great hustle throughout this game. Even though they're tired, they've been fighting. Both teams trying to scrap out a win. They have exerted a ton of effort in this one.
Yes, and McFall only has 11, but just the way she impacts the game, Carroll has to account for her at all times on offense. She's been used at times as a decoy for this offense, making Grace O'Neal or Meg Sheridan come out really far away from the rim to guard her. But that set up some opportunities for players like Siani Montgomery and Daisy Wilson. It's going to be West Catholic ball here, entering in the final quarter of play in a game with much magnitude. Both teams have one loss. Don't want to pick up their second loss here in Catholic League play. Let's see if West Catholic tries to be more patient here offensively, holding on to the 6-point lead. Wilson into the lane. Got a cutting patient Sanders. That'll be Montgomery again. She tries that mid-range too. That's her shot. Siani Montgomery with 16 now. We've seen her hit a number of mid-range shots that have been contested. They've been difficult looks, but she's hit them anyway.
Yeah, good point, Tommy. Showing a lot of her skill here tonight.
Maggie Grant thought about a 3. Sets will go to O'Neal. Now Sheridan, pump fake, drives in the lane, stops just as the Carly Doherty for the mid-range 2. Can't hit that. The shot you really need to make if you're the Patriots. Wide open look in the lane. And here's McFall. Dances around Doherty. Floats up 2, no good. Rebound fought for. That's gonna be a foul on Patience Sanders fighting for the rebound. With Grace O'Neal, looks like they got a piece of her arm there.
That'll be the second for Sanders.
And O'Neal goes over and says something to the ref. Not sure what she said there. Maybe for her to keep an eye on something.
That thing to keep an eye on is that West Catholic one foul away from letting Carroll go into the bonus.
That would be large. The Patriots can draw fouls and get to the line as they trail by 8. Meg Sheridan pumps. Thought about a 3 and O'Neal resets. West Catholic has played some great defense today, not letting Carroll have anything easy. They've really cleaned up their job on the glass as well. Grace O'Neal coming off the screen. Again thought about a three. Just over 6 minutes here as Taylor Wilson drives. Carly Doherty into the lane. Goes up and lays in two. Great play by the senior. Misses a shot she knows she should have made the last possession and finishes there with a strong layup. Great response from Doherty. Carroll trails by 6.
And great job by Wilson. She created a bit of distraction in the paint. West Catholic was looking at her for the basketball, but they missed Carly Doherty.
That's going to be a travel on Daisy Wilson. But something to keep an eye on for the Patriots is they seem to be letting Siani Montgomery into the lane, falling for those little jab steps and pump fakes, as well as Daisy Wilson. They're really going to want to clean that up defensively and keep those players in front of them. It's going to be O'Neal now. Carroll trails by 6, 5:30 remaining in this one.
Big possession here, Tommy. Carroll needs to get momentum.
O'Neal, a wide open three. No good. O'Neal would have loved that one, and Taylor Wilson comes down hard. And she is helped up. She was fouled hard on the rebound by Daisy Wilson. Nothing intentional or malicious there, just 2 players going for the rebound. And it's going to be 1-1 as Taylor Wilson's going to shoot some big free throws. Just hope she's all right, which she appears to be.
Taylor Wilson showing how much grit and grind and how much devotion she has in the game, risking her own body, going up for that rebound. Great job, Taylor Wilson.
She rolls in the first, a big free throw at the front end of the 1-1.
That's Carroll's first point here in the 4th quarter.
And Taylor's sister Brooke checks into this one for Maggie Grant. Wilson knocks down a pair. She's got 18 to lead all scorers. Carroll cuts this lead to 4.
Big defensive possession here if you're the Patriots. Got to cut into that lead as much as you can.
O'Neal on McFall. The 2 first-team All-Catholics going at it to Montgomery. Brooke Wilson on her, good defense. And it's going to be Siani Montgomery picking up her dribble and walking. And the Patriots' defensive intensity getting to West Catholic here is a couple turnovers that may prove costly as Carroll is creeping closer in this one. Still over 5 minutes to play. Carroll only trails by 4.
Tommy, well, you mentioned these starters and these players out here on the court for West Catholic, they're all seniors. They've been in big games. They don't make mental mistakes like walking. That is forced by this Patriots defense, forcing them to walk.
You're very right with that, Billy. As Maggie Grant comes in, you're wondering if the Patriots are going to do a little bit of an offense-defense here.
Post!
With Maggie Grant, that's a nice look from Maggie Grant to Taylor Wilson. She's got 20. The Patriots cut this lead to 2.
Taylor Wilson in the paint. She's acting like Anquan Hill out here, getting in the paint and forcing the ball inside and getting it into the hoop.
McFall now, she'll try to answer. Kicks to a wide open Patience Sanders, who lays it in. She's got 6. As you see, Destiny McFall commands so much attention from the Patriots as you have 2 to 3 players spying on her as she got in the lane. She found a wide open Patience Sanders.
Interesting.
And that was a very large bucket from West Catholic to extend this lead back up to 4.
We're about 3 minutes and 30 seconds have passed so far in this 4th quarter, and that's the first bucket for West Catholic. So that's huge from Stewart. And if you're Carroll, just keep answering back. You know, if you get if you score here, you cut the lead within 2. So it just takes that one defensive possession to get you right back into the tie game.
Yes, and Carroll trailed by as many as 9 in this one, and they've cut it to 4 here. So if you're the Patriots, you're very happy where you are. You've cut this deficit in half here, not even halfway through the 4th quarter. You're playing good defense. Obviously, McFall's going to make plays and set up her teammates and score. But they've done a nice job of containing West Catholic as best as they can, forcing some turnovers here in this 4th quarter. And the Patriots have gotten some nice looks inside on offense, made some nice hustle plays when they needed to. And this one's going right down to the wire, much like we expected, Billy.
And Tommy, those inside plays from the Patriots, that could actually open things up. If West Catholic overeats on Taylor Wilson in the post or even Maggie Grant, Grace O'Neal, Meg Sheridan Carly Doherty, they'll be right outside looking for those open threes.
And one of the big stories of the game, Carroll's only hit 1 3 today from Taylor Wilson.
Trap on Wilson.
They've had some looks. Meg Sheridan open for 3. This would be large. No good. Grace O'Neill crashes for the rebound. No good. McFall gets it back. She's trapped.
Grace O'Neill forcing a trap.
Good trap from Carroll's best 2 perimeter defenders in Sheridan and O'Neill. And Coach Osweke is going to call a timeout there.
And if you're the Patriots, something you saw on that offensive possession, which is very interesting, not just because she was in the corner, but Taylor Wilson got trapped on that baseline. And that could really open things up, not only from the arc, but also inside. Could get some cutters in there, open up the paint.
Yes, you saw Taylor Wilson was doubled in the corner there. She did a nice job of not panicking, finding an open teammate, and Carroll got a good look from Sheridan for 3. That's a look that you're going to take. If Carroll's going to have open 3s, you're fine with them taking them. They've really struggled from deep today, but these are shots throughout the season that players like O'Neill and Sheridan and Grant have hit. So you don't want to get away from what has worked for you through the entire season. Obviously, if you can get into the lane and finish, that's where you've been having the most success today. But if you're the Patriots, if you're still getting open looks from 3, if you're Coach Shields, you're fine with those shots going up.
Definitely. If they're open, take them. No reason to not shoot when you're open.
Brooke Wilson, great anticipation, and she's fouled by Taisha Walker, the freshman with the high IQ play. And she'll go to the line as the Patriots are in 1-1 here. But a play that was well read by Brooke Wilson, a play that the Patriots really needed. And these are big free throws from the freshman here.
One of the refs confused. Forgot about the 1-on-1, but Brooke Wilson, she'll get her chance at the line here. And that was huge. Not only the defensive stop, but also the clock's not running. This could be an easy 2 points to get here. And Brooke Wilson gets one of them. And give her 7. We said it. She's been a great bench player here for the Patriots, giving everybody rest.
And in her freshman season, Billy, I mean, can you imagine the type of player she's going to be by her junior and senior year?
And not only that, she's coming off the bench and playing huge minutes, she's playing in huge time. And it's 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. This is a high-stake game, and she's out here playing great.
It goes to show you how much Coach Shields has trust in her, despite being a freshman. But you see high IQ plays like that, obviously, Brooke Wilson's going to stay on the floor.
Looks like a trap on Montgomery for a minute.
It's going to be McFall. Taylor Wilson on her. Wilson out to half court on her. McFall spins into the lane. That's going to be a blocking foul.
That might be on Wilson.
Looks like that's going to be on Taylor Wilson.
That's her 4th. Got to be careful there. One more, and she actually has to sit for the rest of this game.
And she's been your most productive player offensively, so definitely not something you want to feel the Patriots. As Montgomery can't handle it. And it's going to be another turnover.
From up here, it even looked like it went off of Brooke Wilson, but the ref saying it not, and it didn't. And Carroll, they'll take this possession. And Carroll trying to tie the game up. It hasn't been tied since somewhere in the third quarter.
You're right. It's going to be O'Neill now to Maggie Grant. That's why she checked back in the game for 3s like that. And a major time to get your first bucket if you're Maggie Grant. And Carroll takes the lead right back from West Catholic.
Oh yeah, Tommy, and ignore the fact that I said tie the game. Maggie Grant said, how about we just take the lead? And she did just that.
McFall and O'Neill. These 2 all-Catholic players going at it once again. McFall spins. O'Neill tries to draw the foul. They won't give it to her. And Destiny McFall answers there. She puts West Catholic back up 1.
And Tommy, on a Tuesday night, we are getting a treat here. What a great game. No matter the outcome, these 2 teams have put it on the floor to try to win this one.
Oh, a fantastic battle. Everything we've hoped for and more between these 2 teams. We still got 2.5 minutes to go as Coach Shields is going to call a timeout to talk it over.
That is a great timeout by Coach Shields. 2:28, plenty of time left, but this is an important possession because, Tommy, we've seen throughout this year, if these girls get the lead, they can waste a lot of time when you got 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, anything like that left in a ball game. They can waste time. We saw it against O'Hara which led to that win.
Yes, Carroll did a good job earlier on in the year in that O'Hara game, like you were saying, Billy, really wasting clock here. But obviously this game's so close that both teams aren't really going to be looking to do that, at least until later on. But we still got 2.5 minutes here. For West Catholic, Destiny McFall has come alive. She's got 13. So like we said, that for Destiny McFall, that's not an overwhelming scoring number. But just, you see the plays that she's made today, setting up her teammates, drawing attention. And she showed why she is a front runner and a legitimate candidate for PCL MVP.
You want to make sure on defense, if you're the Patriots, don't foul, and if you're West Catholic especially, don't foul. You don't want to give Carroll 3 points at the line.
And if you're Carroll, your emphasis is trying to be drawing fouls, getting to the line.
There's Wilson. She's been great tonight.
And now it'll be O'Neal, guarded by Siani Montgomery. Maggie Grant again. She just hit that big three for her first bucket. Doherty now. Grant to Taylor Wilson. Grace O'Neal now resets it. Patriots look like they're trying to set up a quality look. O'Neal into the lane. Kick to Taylor Wilson. Stops.
Drive.
Floats up to him, banks it in. Taylor Wilson gives Carroll the lead. Right back, she's got 22.
We've all said how great Grace O'Neal has been, but Taylor Wilson has shown up in a big way tonight.
McFall tries to answer on the other end, leaves that long. She gets her own miss though. She's trapped. Gets it to Walker, now to Wilson. Wilson goes behind the back. Sheridan glued to her. Wilson with the tough layup. She gets it to go.
Good job.
Big time bucket from Daisy Wilson. She has 12, and we're on the seesaw here, back and forth, as West Catholic leads by 1.
That was a very important bucket for West Catholic. Meg Sheridan making sure it wasn't a 3.
Now into Taylor Wilson again, no good. Rebound fought for and won by Destiny McFall. But she travels with that, she falls down. McFall slow to get up. I think it's more disgusted with the call than any injury, as it looked like she might have gotten hit there by Doherty on the way down. But it's going to be called a travel, and the Patriots will have it here.
Yeah. Grace O'Neal. Great job saying, hey, that didn't go with us.
Yeah, it was tipped away by Taisha Walker there. 1:14 here to go. Carroll have the side inbounds here. They trail by 1. Maggie Grant. Carly Doherty. Underneath to O'Neal.
Inside look.
She fights for it. Goes up, no good. Maggie Grant with the rebound and the follow. She's got all 5 of her points here in the 4th, and they could not have come at a more important time for the Patriots.
You got that right, Tommy. And we know she can shoot, but to drive in, you know that's Grace O'Neal. She can make layups, but a great contest by West Catholic. But Grant to drive into the paint. And timeout by West Catholic here.
McFall wants to call a timeout here. Let's see what Coach Osweke can draw up here for the defending champions. But what a game we've had here tonight.
And if you're West Catholic and you win this game, you're saying you came off that tough loss to Bonner, but you're showing very impressive here tonight. You beat a great Carroll team, but if you're Carroll, this is a morale booster. You beat one of the best teams in the PCL. That could really boost their way to a championship game.
Yes, and these two teams split their matchups last year. Both teams, when they won, were facing the opposing team without each other's best player, as we saw West Catholic beat Carroll without their best player last year, Aaron Sweeney. And then Carroll on their home floor beat West Catholic when Destiny McFall was out with a concussion.
Another important thing here, Tommy, is West Catholic, you can't really foul because that'll give up a 1-on-1.
Carroll holding 1 here. Tipped away, good anticipation from O'Neal. She's tasked with McFall.
Under 40 seconds.
We've seen these two go at it all night. See what happens here, McFall. She's had so many clutch shots in her career. Wilson drives by. Brooke Wilson puts up 2, no good. Rebound fought for. That's going to be a jump ball, and possession will belong with the Patriots.
Brooke Wilson off the bench, the freshman, great contest, great rebound, great effort to secure the loose ball.
And 24 seconds left. West Catholic's going to bring the full court pressure here. As before the ball is inbounded, Taylor Wilson gets her sister, Brooke. West Catholic is in this full court press here. Carroll's going to have to be disciplined.
Taylor Wilson, big minutes late, big defensive possession. But we know what Carroll can do. They can waste clock, and West Catholic not going to let that happen. They want to foul as soon as a Carroll defender touches the ball or even force a turnover.
And it's still a 1-and-1 for Carroll, something to keep in mind for one more foul. It's going to be into Taylor Wilson. Let's see. And it's going to be a quick foul. Maggie Grant's going to walk to the line as Siani Montgomery fouls. It's going to be her fourth.
Yeah,
But it looked like West Catholic tried to go for the quick steal there. Weren't going to get it, and they decide to foul. And these are some big free throws here from Maggie Grant, who has been absolutely magnificent here in the fourth quarter. She was quiet through the first 3 quarters of the game, but come alive here with 5 points for the Patriots. She's got 2 clutch free throws here.
And Wilson coming in for defense.
Grant gets that one to rattle home. A very generous bounce there. You can hear Coach Osweke saying, you got to box out here. 2 large free throws from Maggie Grant. Patriots lead by 3. See, is West Catholic going to go for the quick 2 as Sheridan deflects that one out of bounds, or are they going to go for 3? And you know, if you're Carroll, you got to watch out for number 2, Destiny McFall.
Can't even, and you do have to watch out for McFall and Montgomery, but you can't let Daisy Wilson, can't let her get a deep 3.
O'Neal tips that one. Both refs don't know where the ball goes, and it's going to be a jump and stays here. That would have been massive if that ball, it looked like it went off of O'Neal. But now the Carroll controls the possession arrow here.
Brooke Wilson in for defense.
Great defense here. Montgomery gets it now for West Catholic. Siani Montgomery dribbling in. She's going in to Sanders, spins. Daisy Wilson thought about a 3, steps back. She puts up a 3, and she got it! Daisy Wilson with a magnificent shot here to tie this one up off the step back. It's reminiscent of her teammate Destiny McFall, what she did in the championship game last year against Wood. And that was a unbelievable shot from Daisy Wilson, who has 15 now. And what is Carroll gonna draw up here? 52. The refs add about a second to the clock here. 8.5 seconds here.
Tommy, that was a magnificent shot by Wilson. But West Catholic, they got to remember, they were really excited after that. But there's still 8.5 seconds. And if you're Carroll, obviously, you don't need to shoot a 3. Get a great look inside, and you win the game. Or even get fouled and get a free throw shot to go, and you win the ball game. Unless, of course, we see another magnificent shot by Wilson going, or anybody on this West Catholic team.
It'll be Maggie Grant here on the inbounds. Into Grace O'Neal, 8 seconds. Guarded by Montgomery. O'Neal, 4 seconds.
She wants
Top
the
of the
shot.
key. O'Neal steps back for the win. Short. And if there were fans in attendance who paid for the tickets, I would say this is some free basketball. We got already some free basketball for you, but we got 5 more minutes
Oh, yeah,
of
Tommy.
some great action. Or I believe it might be, I'm not sure this is our first overtime game. I need to see how much time they put on the clock here. I know NBA in college is 5. Let's see what it is in high school. It might be a little different.
Well, Tommy, if you're Coach Shields, that's what you want. You want your team leader to get the ball, end of the game, and let her get a shot. But great defense by West Catholic, doubling her. And it looks like it'll be 4 minutes here.
It'll be 4 minutes, so half of a normal quarter. But as you were saying, if that's a shot, you put the ball in the hands of your best player. Obviously, it's a tough shot, a step back. It was just short. But you want Grace O'Neal to have the ball in her hands in that situation to either shoot or set up a teammate for an open look. But we got to go back to the 3-pointer from Daisy Wilson, which is the shot of the game and quite possibly her life so far, to tie up this game with 8.5 seconds to go.
That's a great point, Tommy. And another thing, a lot of people looking at the shot by Grace O'Neal, like, you know, are you looking for anybody else inside? And there were a lot of Carroll movement on that offensive possession. And so a lot of cutting, just trying to get the inside look. And if O'Neal didn't want the shot, she would have easily passed it inside if she thought somebody had a better look.
Something to keep an eye on. Taylor Wilson with 4 fouls. Siani Montgomery with 4 fouls. So both teams' leading scorers both have 4 fouls. So we will have to make sure we're paying attention to that. As Taylor Wilson's going to sit for now. Kind of like protecting her with those fouls.
And that's why we saw Brooke Wilson with those huge defensive possessions played.
But this was an early front runner for game of the year so far as O'Neal gets the ball off of the Grant one tip. Sheridan open, thought about a three. She drives instead, kicks it to Maggie Grant. Maggie Grant for three. Won't go, just rims out, rebound McFall. Carly Dougherty didn't want to foul her there, but a good look from Maggie Grant and a shot that you want if you're the Patriots. This is Destiny McFall time. We've seen her make clutch play after clutch play last year in the playoffs. Looks like it's going to be a blocking foul on Carly Dougherty. That'll be her second, but Carroll is now at the team foul limit. So the next foul that they make, West Catholic will be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
If you're Carroll, this is like a fourth quarter. 3 minutes, 34 seconds. There is no reason to panic. You can give up a three. You just got to get the points back.
And 2 years ago, the only players who were on this team have gotten minutes were Grace O'Neal and Carly Dougherty in that PCL championship game that they beat. Offensive board is Destiny McFall. Shows that vintage step back. Give her 15. And West Catholic goes up 2. Grace O'Neal now. To Dougherty, 3 minutes here to go.
Looks like an interesting maybe 3-2 zone. Definitely looks like a bit of a zone here. Seeing a bit of man, but
they're leaving Brooke Wilson in the corner.
That's what I mean. Looks like they're leaving a couple shooters open, protecting the paint. Good call by West Catholic.
Sheridan coming off the screen. Meg Sheridan been relatively quiet tonight. Brooke Wilson drives into the lane. The freshman goes up for 2, won't go. Another very big rebound from McFall, who wants to slow it down here for the Lady Birds. McFall now steps back again. Leaves that just long, but rebound by Montgomery. Siani Montgomery now is being pressured by Dougherty and Maggie Grant. She gets it into the lane. She got a wide open Payson Sanders underneath, and Grace O'Neal swats that one, and she's poked in the eye. But another brilliant defensive play by Grace O'Neal, not allowing the easy 2.
No, she will not. Not in her house, not in her gym. Grace O'Neal will not allow that to go.
Swatted that away with 2 hands. And we got a wet spot on the floor here, as this will give us a little break in the action, as Coach Osweke is treating this like a free timeout, wisely. What a job she's done with this program in her 8th season. When she took over the season in 2013-14, they were 0-18 West Catholic. But she's built a championship program here.
Championship coaching and the program itself with these type of players coming in.
And it is very loud in here. You couldn't tell there's no fans. Both benches are getting into this one.
And again, that smart move, putting it off of Wilson. Carroll, they would love to get their leading scorer, Taylor Wilson, in, but just a little too risky. There's still 2 minutes here, and you're down by 2.
That's a nice cut off the inbounds. Siani Montgomery lays it up and in. West Catholic leads by 4. Montgomery's got 18 now.
Carroll, they need an answer here. There is 2 minutes, but you need an answer. Can't let West Catholic run away.
Who is Carroll going to go to here? Grace O'Neal calling for it at the wing. See if Brooke Wilson gets here. Maggie Grant will try a 3. Short. O'Neal fighting for the rebound. McFall again comes away with it. That's 3 big rebounds from Destiny McFall. And West Catholic's going to be in no particular hurry here, as McFall throws it inbounds. Throws it underneath, I should say, to Sanders. It's going to be a jump ball. Interesting play there for McFall to speed it up there. They lead by 2 scores, as Mr. Cummings runs on there to clear that sweat spot away. But Carroll needs a stop here. A possibility, obviously there's over 90 seconds left, but they could try to foul. Obviously not McFall. Would foul someone who's not a great, and that's gonna be a 5-second violation. Just when Carroll looks like the door might be closing a little bit, they come up with a big stop defensively, but they really need a bucket here. 1:30 to go.
West Catholic's bench coming alive, shouting defense.
The game of the year so far in the PCL. It'll be
Wilson,
Doherty
she
top of the
wants it
key.
in the
Gets it
paint.
underneath. That pass is anticipated and stolen away. It's going to be Montgomery. Goes up for 2, no good. Rebound, Doherty.
Gotta go down the floor if you're Doherty. Was looking
Carroll
for
has
O'Neal.
numbers if they want it. They're going to slow it down. Sheridan gets it to Carly Doherty. 60 seconds to go. Carroll needs a score here as they're down 2 possessions.
Under a minute left. This is huge.
Sheridan and O'Neal mishandle the transition. Sheridan goes up for 2, can't get it. And now McFall is fouled, and if you're the Patriots, that's not the player you want on the line. It's gonna be on Doherty. That'll be her 3rd. And if you're West Catholic, this is just who you want shooting these free throws. Your best player, your MVP candidate. Shooting 1 and 1 here.
Carroll, they gotta go up the floor after a miss.
McFall
There it
rattles
is.
out. Uncharacteristic miss from her there.
And it's O'Neal.
Here
up
comes
the
O'Neal,
floor.
and she's stripped from behind, gets it back. Kicks it to Taylor Wilson, who thought about a 3. 40 seconds to go. Taylor Wilson drives in, floats up 2 off the glass and in. Big bucket from Carroll. And Coach Shields calls a timeout with 36 seconds to go. But that was something that the Patriots needed. Taylor Wilson, as she's done all game, delivers again.
Who else would make a big bucket but Taylor Wilson? She's got 25 in this game. And, you know, you don't want to say it, but she's really kept them in it. They played great defense, Carroll. Don't want to, you know, you don't want to uncredit them there, but she's just been so good getting inside the paint and finishing very well for the Patriots.
As Taylor Wilson, 25, that's a career high for her. And they've needed all of it tonight. That's going to be West Catholic basketball with the Patriots trailing by 2. In a game that has lived up to the hype and more.
Definitely has, Tommy. I thought I was coming for some Tuesday night basketball here, but I came for a great basketball game here on a Tuesday night.
This has definitely been, obviously there's been some great girls action so far throughout the league, but this is a fantastic ball game. Both teams leaving everything on the floor. As I said, every game is so important.
Brooke Wilson in, as her sister has 4 fouls, so she cannot
Daisy Wilson
play defense.
gets it into McFall as O'Neal was playing, looked like cornerback on her. McFall gets it in, they're gonna wanna not foul her. Daisy Wilson now to McFall, 26 seconds ago. Carroll tries to trap. It's gonna be Wilson now, and this looks like Carroll's gonna need a foul, and they do. They fouled Daisy Wilson, the same player who with that clutch 3-pointer to send this game into overtime. It's gonna be on Brooke Wilson. That's her 3rd.
West Catholic would have loved to get it inside. It looked like Sanders was open on the baseline, and Wilson will check in for Wilson.
Yeah, Taylor Wilson comes and gets her sister. Daisy Wilson at the line for a big free throw here. We saw Destiny McFall miss the front end of a 1-and-1 the last possession.
And
Wilson,
another
no good.
uncharacteristic-
Rebound to Grace O'Neal.
O'Neal almost lost it. Great job by
Patriots
Grant.
get it back,
to
15
recognize
seconds left. See what the Patriots are, and it's gonna be a timeout by Carroll. 13 seconds left. They trail by 2. Could we be headed into a double overtime, Billy?
it. Possibly. You know, if you're West Catholic, you're expecting Grace O'Neal to get the ball, but if I'm Carroll, you use that as a distraction. If you want O'Neal to hold it for even like about 5 to 4 seconds up on the top, and if you can get Wilson a couple screens, Taylor Wilson, into the paint, could get a great look to tie this game up.
You know Coach Shields has a play for this exact type of situation, so we'll see who gets the ball here. Obviously, Grace O'Neal has played some tremendous basketball on both ends. Hasn't been her best scoring night or shooting night, but Carroll's definitely comfortable with her taking the last shot. It could be Maggie Grant. It could be Taylor Wilson, as all the players on the benches are standing up here. If you're Carroll, if you have an open 3, you don't mind if you take it, but I'm looking for 2 here. Sheridan gets it in. It'll be Meg Sheridan. Grace O'Neal denied the basketball. O'Neal gets it now, 8 seconds. O'Neal into the lane, goes up for 2, falling away, no good. Rebound McFall, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and that will do it as West Catholic comes back to beat Carroll in an overtime thriller by a score of 56-54. What a game we've had today.
It is a shame if you're the Patriots. That was a hard-fought effort. Grace O'Neal, she had the look inside, just couldn't come up with it. Great game, though, from both Carroll and West Catholic. Tommy, they really put their hearts out there tonight.
They absolutely did, and we will see these two teams play again. That's what the great thing is about this new Red Division format. You get to play each team home and away, and you know Carroll's going to be looking to bounce back and beat them when they play West Catholic on their home floor. But as it stands, it's a 56-54 win from West Catholic in what is no doubt the best game of the year so far from the Philadelphia Catholic League. So for executive producer Devin Gallagher, Lydia Mayone and Mary Mady on camera, from my color commentator Billy Englert, I'm Tommy Anderson. Good night, everyone.